I think I think women period have it harder on social media. Like they are like I've heard stories. I'm like, they did what? They sent you what? And they don't even know you? Like that's
I know.
craziness.
Yeah.
Craziness.
It's
Um
crazy too because I still have, I want to say it's like 75% of my followers are women, but
that
the
means you
last 6 months, a lot of my photos have been getting picked up for like men's fitness pages and stuff like that, which is great. It's exposure, but they're coming, and
yeah.
as it grows, it's just going to get more and more and more. But I mean, I do put out a very sexy. I do it on purpose. I mean, it gets the picture gets the attention, but then I want you to read, what's underneath.
Yeah.
That's who I am. I'm extra AF like all the time, and it's okay to be like that and to still be a Christian and to be a mom, and it's fine. Like, and I want to show that, so I think I am.
Today we have a special guest. She is a fitness professional. She is I call her a supermodel. I don't know if she sees herself that way, but I say she's a supermodel. She's a super mom, and she has blessed us with a little bit of her time to share her journey with us. So today we have Miss Ciara Martinez. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
Of course. And I mean, I just want to just go ahead and hop right into it and really just ask number one, where are you from? Where did you grow up? And what type of kid were you, or maybe teenager?
So I am originally from a small town in North Georgia called Dahlonega. Most people have never heard of it.
Yeah, I
It's
haven't.
so small that we didn't get a Walmart until I want to say I was in like the eighth grade, so we had to travel like 30 minutes to go to the grocery store and stuff. They've built up a little bit now, but yeah, just a real small country town. Um, as a teenager, I was very athletic. I played soccer, I did cheerleading, did lots of pageants, things like that. Always been a little extra, I guess you could say. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I did as a teenager.
All right.
Um,
And did you play any sports? Type of
Soccer
soccer? That was your main sport?
and cheerleading.
Soccer and cheerleading. So that means you
Hmm.
could do some flips and stuff. And
I'm kind of long for those.
oh, so you were the base then.
I was the base,
Got
yeah.
it. Got it. Got it. All right. Hey, you never know. I feel like cheerleaders don't get enough credit these days just
Oh my
because of
gosh,
all
no,
the stuff.
especially competitive. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying all the stuff they have to do, whether it's physical or just memorization. Memorize you and being in sync. You guys have
Oh
to
yeah.
do. You girls have to do just everything on point, and it's like I've gone to a couple of them competitions. I'm like, man, this is crazy. And not
Yeah.
to mention, in college, I will admit this: there were some guy cheerleaders that were stronger than me, and I was on the football team.
Oh yeah, they're built, the guys are. It's a very demanding sport. They're definitely athletes. So,
100%.
um
So
so it's
how did you get to where you are now, Dallas?
I actually moved here. I wanted to live in California,
Ah,
and
you should have came.
I know, okay, but only had enough money to get to Dallas.
Got it, got it, got it.
So I was like, I just wanted to get out of Georgia. I knew that there were bigger things for me. I was like, I need to be in a city. I need to be out. And then um, I never quite made it to California, but maybe one year I will. Sometime soon I will, hopefully. It's
Yeah,
so beautiful out there. You're so blessed to live there.
I agree. I say that every day. I mean, I've had opportunities to live other places, but I've been blessed to be able to be born and raised in San Diego, and actually most of my life I was in San Diego. I even went to college in San Diego, and then when I went beyond and got to play in the NFL a little bit, I got a chance to live in other places, and those were that they were. It was cool to experience, but there was no place like home. No place.
Yeah. So, yes.
All right. So going now, you're in Dallas.
hmm
What got you? Were you in fitness before you went to Dallas, or what did it not
Well, my whole
sabotage?
adult life, I've tried to work out, but I never really knew how to train properly, things like that. I've done every diet under the sun. I've done all the 21-day fixes, Beachbody, P90X, all that stuff. But it wasn't until I moved. So I was in Dallas for 3 years, and then I moved to Fort Lauderdale for another 3 years. That's where I met my first coach, Silvio Zarate, and he taught me how to properly train. And he's my mentor still, and pretty much taught me everything I know. I mean, I have all my certifications, but didn't learn much from those. All of it came from hands-on experience. And yeah, so that was about a little over 4 years ago, and so that's when the big changes started to happen the last 4 years.
That's interesting to know that you had certifications and you still, didn't really quite know what it took to get to where you wanted to be.
Yeah.
Now, so you've always been on or at least tried different diets and stuff like that. But I would say right now, are you at your best
Oh yes,
or
one hundred
close to
percent.
it? Okay, so when do you feel, in your own opinion, that you were at your worst?
Well, that would be right before I started to make the change. It was right, October 4 years ago.
Okay.
I was 225 pounds, extremely depressed, anxiety at all-time high. I was heavily medicated. The doctors gave me all these labels, and I believed them, honestly, and put me on all these medications, 4 different ones, and I was just like a zombie. Like, it was terrible. I didn't want to leave my house. I mean, sometimes I wouldn't for a week at a time. I didn't want to get up off the couch, change my kids' diapers. I ate and drank all the things, and I was just miserable, 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 miserable. And I knew I couldn't live like this. Like, I was unhappy. I didn't want to set this example for my kids. And I just hit that rock bottom. And I was like, this is not working, clearly. So
Yeah.
we have to do something to change. So then I actually, one of my clients now, her name is Kelly. She did keto back in the day. And I saw some of her quick results on Facebook. And I was like drawn to it because I wanted fast results like everybody else. We want the instant gratification thing. Unfortunately, our society does train us for that, but it is not realistic in most, aspects of our life. But yeah, she'd lost like 30 pounds in a month. And so I started doing it, and I saw quick weight loss, which motivated me to continue to go further. So the first year I lost all the weight. And the last 3 years, I've been building the body, recomping the body, fine tuning different areas of the body. And yeah, this year I went pro. So,
Yeah,
or
that's
last year. And this year I'm hoping to bring a crown home. So we'll see.
so it was a 4-year journey for you, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not done yet. We're still going.
I get that, but my point is, yeah, I mean, your body is ridiculous, and I know there's a lot of people that may not be uh, trying to do like the competitions and stuff like that, but they want your body. So I'm just trying to make it clear that it was a 4-year journey to get to where you are today,
hmm
and if you can, um, because you are the keto goddess. Can you explain a little bit, just a little bit about what keto is, just for people that, I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it, but they don't
hmm
quite understand and know exactly what it means.
Yeah, so keto is basically it's a ketogenic diet, which means we have high fat, moderate protein, low carbs. Um, the percentages that of these macros that you eat are different according to different body types and what your goals are. And because I am so active, I can actually have a little bit more carbs and more protein than the traditional keto. But it really why it worked for me, I think, is because I was a binge eater, and this basically eliminated the binge eating. In the beginning, I would actually binge eat keto foods, and then my body just started rejecting it. I would get so sick, and then it just cured that for me. Um, Keto also provides crazy mental clarity and sustained energy, like all the time. You have really great sleeps, and your body really gets to repair itself, and it's quality sleep. Quality sleep. You know, we're not just like waking up all night long and stuff like that. Um, yeah, and I love it. I love eating this way. I've never felt so good. I mean, I do coach this way for all my clients, but I'm trying to do standard American diet as well. But yeah, keto's the way for me, pretty much forever. I highly recommend it for you to try it, or you know, if you never have, it's great.
Yeah, at least try it, right?
Yeah. And you know, the fats, where a lot of people get confused, they think that you just eat a bunch of cheese and bacon and all that. Well, I'm sure you can see from social media, I share a lot of what I eat and stuff, and it's not about that. You can get your fats from clean sources like avocados, eggs, different types of oils you cook in: avocado oil, coconut oil, things like that. So I try to share a cleaner way to do it, and you know, kind of clear up what it is.
Yeah. Real quick. Just one example of a breakfast, lunch, and a dinner.
Okay, so my favorite breakfast,
Yeah.
I fry up some jalapenos and butter, and then add in some eggs and have it with some hot sauce and avocado. So good.
So you like it
Almost every
spicy.
day I eat that.
So you like it spicy.
Yeah, I do. For I eat about 7 times a day, but another good meal that I like for lunch, I like to mix Brussels sprouts with ground turkey, and G Hughes makes a great sugar-free sweet and spicy chili sauce. Pour a little bit of that on there, again with avocado for my fats. Oh, so good.
Again,
I
spicy.
do, yeah, I like spicy. And then for dinner, I do a lot of salads. I love big salads because it's a lot of volume, and I can add, you know, 4 or 5 ounces of protein on there, get my protein in, and it's not a lot of, you know, caloric intake at the same time. So I usually have 2 or 3 big salads a day as well.
And what is the mentally? What is the hardest part about changing, like making that choice to change the way you were living and eating?
What was the hardest part?
Yeah, just like what were some of the obstacles you went through, 4 years
Oh,
ago when you decided, because you mentioned you were going through a bunch of
mhm.
things, but I just to kind of narrow it down to maybe one or two things that was maybe tough to originate to kick yourself off into that path. And then, because you already mentioned that once you started seeing results, it was like, oh, this is it. So
Yeah. Well, I definitely think that the transition to the food wasn't that hard for me. Getting off the medication was hard. My doctor didn't support it. And I tried to quit cold turkey. And I don't know if you know anything about like Zoloft and all those types of medications. They alter your brain chemistry. So you can't quit cold turkey. I didn't realize this. So I started having like vertigo and these things called brain zaps, where I'd be sitting there cooking and my whole body would just feel like I was getting electrocuted. It was crazy.
wow.
And I was like, okay, I can't do that. So then I sat there and I took all my medications and I cut them in half. I felt like a drug dealer at the table, sitting there like chopping pills in half to slowly wean myself off of them. It took me about 6 months to get off all those. I was on 4 to get off those. That was very hard.
What are those medications for? Like, what exactly are they for?
Depression, anxiety. There was one I took for sleep. The psychiatrist said I was borderline schizophrenic. I mean, so like antipsychotic drugs. It was pretty intense, but it
Yeah,
didn't do anything for me but make me feel like a zombie.
yeah,
And I didn't want to feel like that. It wasn't getting better. So what was the point of continuing to take those? You know
yeah.
what I mean? Another struggle in the beginning was the gym. Like I remember sitting in the parking lot crying, not wanting to go in because I was just uncomfortable and I was big and a lot of the movements were hard. When you have extra weight on you, it's hard to do a lot of different things. But I knew that I didn't want to stay where I was because it wasn't good. So it's like you have to pick your hard. I know it's like sounds so cliche to say that, but I was like, I'm not going to stay this way. So we got to just do it, do it, do it, do it. You know, success is a quiet set of daily tasks that a lot of people don't see. You know, it's habits, it's rituals, it's getting in that groove. And sometimes it's hard to get in there, but once you get in the groove, the flow, the feeling is amazing. And I can't stress that enough. I have I work with a lot of people, and so many of them are like, they want to give up after the first week. I'm like, give yourself time. Do not give up on yourself. Like,
Yes.
it's going to take time, work hard, get in those habits, those rituals that are going to serve you, because you don't like where you are. So let's get you out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I mean, sometimes it does take a little bit of results to kind of cement that in your brain, like this is the way to go,
Hmm.
first. But the hardest part is just going. Like some people, the hardest part is actually just putting on their gym clothes. And then once you get there, then it's like the hardest part is actually getting in the car and going to the gym. And then it's like, all right, once I get to the gym, now what do I do? Like I don't know what to do. So it's definitely something that you just have to do. You got to get through it and just go. And then once you get there, um, I don't know if you've had experience with this, because you said that I don't know how you found your mentor and your coach, but uh, like, is there any advice for people that are in that predicament where the struggle was real getting to the gym? Now they're at the gym, they don't know what to do. Uh, I know we have Google nowadays, but do you know of maybe a way that they can potentially just say, hey, uh, maybe I could go to somebody at the front desk, or I know you can go, but maybe they don't have the money to do that. Like,
Right.
what are some ways that they can figure out? Because you mentioned body type, or yeah, blood type, body type. I'm not sure exactly what you said for the keto. But
Hmm.
I don't know if that works for every body type or blood type. Maybe it does.
Yeah.
Um, and then certain exercises work better for me, for sure.
Hmm.
The way my body is built, like I know certain exercises work and certain exercises are a waste of time.
Right.
So,
Well, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was gonna say, so if you can just share maybe a little bit for the person that is in that position.
Well, I agree with what you said for sure about the diet. I don't think keto is for everyone. I think it works great for me, so I'm going to stick with it. I think it's about, for each individual, they have to find what works for them, because you can't look at it like a diet. If you're wanting to change your life, it has to be able to fit into your life, change your diet, change the way you're eating. It's got to be able to fit. You don't want to feel deprived all the time. You know what I mean? You don't want to
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
like, yeah, like you're missing out on stuff. So whatever that is, Weight Watchers, keto, paleo, Whole30, for the rest of your life, it doesn't matter. Just find one that works. Try them on until you find one that works and stick with it. For the gym, I used to be in that boat. I felt that way. I'd go in there and I'd do like 4 little machines. Okay, I don't know what to do. Go get on the elliptical for 20 minutes. Okay, I'm done. Bye. And then I would do that for, I don't know, 2 or 3 days, and I'd be like, this is pointless. I'm not doing anything. Um, Having a program, a plan to follow, in my opinion, is key. I mean, it's going to yield, it's not fun. People want to change their exercises every single day. Well, guess what you want? You have to go in there, do your sets, your reps every day. I do traditional block style program for my clients. That's how I train. That's how I've trained the entire time. And clearly we're yielding some great results. So the results speak for themselves. If someone's going in there, they should have a plan. And there's lots of different ways you can do that. You can go get one off of YouTube. You can hire a coach. I mean, I think coaches are, imperative. I think they're very imperative. Look at the greats, the great, basketball players, NBA, football players. They all have coaches. Michael Jordan has like 5 coaches. You know what I mean? I
100%.
have 2 coaches. It's it's accountability, it's motivation, it's someone to check in with. It makes a huge difference, because we're all here to work together. We're not meant to do everything on our own,
I agree.
so I think it's definitely a key. If you're really looking to change your body and get in a good shape, find someone that speaks to you, and contact them and work with them. So
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree with the coach thing, and not just in fitness. I'm talking about in life, and maybe you don't call it a coach, a mentor, someone, accountability partner, because at the end of the day, we need that accountability. We need somebody there to just hold us accountable to the things that we are committing to. And if we can do if we have somebody like that is consistent and loyal and non-judgmental, but kicks us into shape when we need it, that's exactly what you need. And I feel like all aspects of your life. So I think that's key. And for all the people out there listening, and you're saying, oh well, I don't have money for a coach. Well, I'm sure you have some best friends that want to get in shape too. I'm sure you have best friends that are in shape, or family members. You can reach out to them and say, hey, hold me accountable, just make sure they are accountable people.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you can have an accountability partner that's just not accountable. They don't call,
True.
they don't check on you.
Yeah, it's true. But I think everyone can find somebody in their life. Like I said, like you said, it doesn't have to be somebody you pay for. I know in the beginning, I was too cheap to hire a coach in the beginning. And I found a lot of my inspiration and motivation from Instagram. Honestly, I would go on there, some of the big, weight loss pages with their before and afters, and I was like, I'm gonna be one of these. Like, this is what I want to do. I want to be one. So, I mean, it's like you said, all the information's out there. You just have to have the want and the desire to go find it. Some people just want everything just handed to them. And I used to be one of those people. I was why me, poor me, this, that, and the other. And you just gotta get over that, because that's not gonna get you anywhere. Like, it's just not. You have to change the mindset around how you look at things. If you really want to change your life, and this is just not just diet and nutrition. It's about, like you said, it's about everything. You have to shift the mindset. I have a burning desire inside of me to be excellent. Like, it's been in my soul since I was young, but I feel like the last 2 years, it's finally, I'm not getting chills talking about it. It's finally starting to come out. I finally come into myself at 35 years old, but whatever. And I just want to share that with as many people as possible, because all the stuff, that I've went through, I feel like God put me through it so that I could identify with a lot of different people, because I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to be extremely overweight and not want to get out of bed, not want to move. And I wasn't even 30 years old. It hurt to get out of bed. I would have, pain shooting up my legs and stuff like that. And I know that people are living like that. And I know that they know deep down it doesn't feel good, whether they try to act like it does or not, it doesn't, so there's more out there. And I just want to show that. And I want to encourage people to go after what they want, whatever it is. And, just go after their dreams,
For sure. And I love that. You mentioned, and you don't have to go there if you don't want to, but you mentioned it. You mentioned depression, anxiety, things that I feel like a lot of people are dealing with, especially now with the pandemic stuff. But how do you think you got to that point? Did it have something to do with your where you were at physically, or was it other things?
There was a lot of different things. I had my son, my second child, Sebastian. 6 weeks after that, I broke my leg. I had a butterfly break. So I had a 6-week-old baby. I had a daughter that wasn't even 1 yet. And I couldn't even go to the bathroom by myself. I couldn't take a shower by myself or anything. It was horrible. And then my ex-husband, he got notified that we were moving to Florida, so for his job. So here we are moving across country with a broken leg, 2 infant children, and then he goes to work full time, like all the time. And I'm there by myself with nobody, nothing, these 2 small babies. And it was like an all-time low. I didn't know, I was sad. I didn't know anybody. And like I said, eating and drinking all the things. And it was just a culprit of a lot of things, and I was feeding it, to be honest. What we feed grows. If you believe the labels and you believe, you're depressed and you wake up, oh, I'm so depressed every day. Of course you're going to feel like that. You have to, again, shift the mindset. And it's hard. Like, I still battle my mind every single day. I get up and my mind goes, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. Oh, the kids are whining, blah, 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 whatever it is. No, get out of your head. I'm thankful for this day. I get to wake up again. I get to go train. I have so many people messaging me from all over the world. You're so lucky your gyms are open. Our gyms aren't open. I'm like, I feel so blessed. They're open. Different things like that. You just have to shift the focus,
Yeah,
focus
sure.
on what you want. If you're focusing on these labels, like a lot of people with a lot of physical ailments, like just PCOS, things like that. They breathe life into it all the time. I have this, I have that, I have that, I have that. Don't shift that. I'm going to get over this. I'm going to reverse this. I'm going to, sorry, I'm getting on a tangent.
No. I mean, you got to understand. There's people out there that are feeling this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's people out there that are exactly what you're saying. You're gonna touch their lives without even knowing it.
I hope so.
So you going on a tangent is not a tangent. It's actually it's actually, to me. I mean, I believe in a higher power. I believe in God. So I believe that's God speaking through you. And just to go to stamp what you just said with my my beliefs. The Bible says, "As you think, so it will be." So to me, if you think a certain way, it's going to be that way, so that's why I constantly, with my kids, every single day, I beat into them positivity, because, and then if they're not, and then it's not snapping out of them, I basically just explain why like things continue in that, it could be in that day. So for example, my son, he wasn't listening, and he was getting in trouble, and then something else happened, and then something else happened. I go, okay, let's stop right now. You have negative energy. If you continue to have that negative energy, your day's going to continue to go down that path. And I tell them, but if you stop it right now, if we say, all right, no more negativity, we messed up already, cool. I mean, we learned from it. And now from this moment forward, we're gonna think positive things. We're gonna feel positive. Mentally, we are gonna be positive. It'll change your day. And he'll look at me, and he's only 7, but by the time he's 16, he's gonna know exactly what I mean.
Yeah, I love that. That's so important that you're setting that example for your kids and teaching them early, because I mean, ultimately that's our greatest responsibility is learning from our life and sharing what we've learned with others and how to help others, and to get it in them young is important, man.
Yeah,
That I think there's some crazy statistic that they develop so much of their personality before like 8 years old, like for the rest of their life. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. Props to you for doing that for sure.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I can't take all the credit. It's a village, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, those are the things, I'm with them daily, and those are the things that I beat into them. It's positivity,
Mhm.
just, hey, we can't even move forward. I won't even drive the car until we're all positive, and they're like, okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you sharing, just about how you got to that, I guess low point in your life. But now, I want to move into, you talk about excellence. What
Mhm.
does excellence mean to you?
I think it's just succeeding in everything that I set out to do. And I mean, I am so curious about what I'm capable of, because like I said, I'm just getting started. And the difference now for sure is that I truly believe in myself. I truly believe in myself, and I just want to set an example for my children, for all those around me, of, I don't even know what it's going to be, but it's going to be great. I'm just going to keep working hard, and I just want to create an amazing life. I am happy. Like, I get to wake up and do what I love every single day, but I created that. It's taken years. Like, it's the whole journey.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, greatness is something that's in me, and it's going to come out. It's going to keep coming out for the rest of my life. So,
Well, I believe it is already starting to come out. I believe that you are on a level that not a lot of people are on, as just today. So you are already exuding excellence. That's number one. Number two, the fact that you got through what you got through, where, the depression, anxiety, even, the after, uh, having to like be with your kids with no help, with a broken, leg. Like that's that type of stuff. I mean, they call it character builders, but like, you get through those obstacles, and you come out on the other end totally different. And usually, like when you do something like that, I don't think people recognize that what they've actually gone through until someone tells them like, "Hey, do you realize you just got through that?" And
Yeah.
so getting through that excellence, so encourage you encourage everybody else, but I'm encouraging you right now. You are
Oh,
exuding
yeah.
excellence. And I also believe that God has something great for me. I've been saying that for I'd say probably like 10 years now.
Yeah.
And again, I'm in the same boat where I've accomplished and done so many things, and to other people it's excellence and greatness, but to me it's like that wasn't it. It's just I feel like I'll feel it when it's like the thing that God is preparing me for. Um, and I also want to leave you with this preparation. When preparation meets opportunity, you are preparing for that opportunity, and when it comes, I already know you're gonna be ready. I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it
We
in your
have to be
eyes.
expecting it. Like you have to be expecting great things to happen. Like I mean, what we speak life into comes true, So I love the way that you speak. It's right up, it's exactly how I feel. And it's so important to have that type of mindset to be successful and in any area of your life. So I love it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. So finishing up, I just want to get into your goals. You got pro, so now I know you said taking home a crown. What does that mean?
So let me be clear. It took me 5 shows to go pro. 2 years of competing, 4 stage shows, and 1 virtual show. It did not happen overnight.
Yeah.
But guess what? Every time I went in, I learned what I needed to do better and kept improving. Fail forward, fail forward. Failure is not failure unless you breathe life into the failure. If you mess up on something, you don't do something, you look at it and you learn from it. We gotta take it as growth, like a part of how we are growing as a person. Now, getting a crown, what that means in my federation, the WBFF, there are amateur shows, pro-am shows, which there are only so many of those around the country. And then there is Worlds. Worlds is actually going to be in the United States this year in Vegas, which is exciting. But I'm going to do an international pro-am in the Bahamas in May. And if I win my division, then I will earn the title of, Miss Diva Fitness International and a crown. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, we will be rooting for you for sure,
Thank you.
and praying for you. Um, One last thing I always ask my guests: if you had the opportunity to call yourself, call your like, let's just say your, I don't know. Oh yeah, let's just say your 18 or 19-year-old self, right?
Mhm.
Knowing what you know today, knowing what you went through, having the knowledge that you have in fitness and all that good stuff, what would you tell yourself?
Get over your own BS.
You have to elaborate on that.
Oh my gosh. No, I was just in this mind. When I was like 18 through 20, I was in this mindset of definitely trading time for money. Um, you know, just I've worked since I was 15 years old. I was working a lot, but I think at that time I was working in retail. So I would work as much as I could and I mean, I always had like a hustler mentality, I guess you could say, but I would just say, there's so much more out there for you. Get over your BS, get over your self-limiting beliefs, and you're going to do great things, basically.
Got it. And do you think you would have listened?
Probably not.
No. Why do you say that?
I was stubborn.
Are you?
uh, I think I'm still stubborn. I do a lot of times have to find out things the hard way. And I see that in my children as well, big time. I think it's just something in our DNA, but it's okay. It's how we are as long as we get it in our head eventually.
Yeah. Well, as long as you, you mentioned failure. To me, failure is when you stop.
Yeah.
when you don't even try after that, you know, because there's so many people out there in business that are successful, but we only hear about the successes that they had. You know, a lot of times they have failed multiple times, you know.
So much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they've learned, you know, and they'll tell you they've learned more from their failures than they've learned from their successes. So, you know, that's funny that you say you wouldn't listen. Even if you said, look, if they could see, look, FaceTime, look at what you're going to look like when you're 35. Look at, you're going to be a fitness professional. You know, you're going to be a mom of 2 beautiful children. You know, like, you don't think you would have listened?
Maybe.
I'll say this, though. Do you think if you hadn't gone through the obstacles you've gone through, you would be where you're at today?
No.
That right there is powerful. Yeah. Because so many people they look at their obstacles as like, why me type of thing, you know. And in the Bible, again, I'm sorry I'll go there, but it says, you know, count it joy when you go through various trials. In James it says that. So, you know, a lot of people, that's hard. It's hard to go through some trials and obstacles and have joy in it. Like, this is going to be amazing in the end, you know, to have that positive outlook. But it's crazy to see all the successful people in this world, including yourself, and see what all of you have gone through, you know, and you're excellent. You're excellent.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, though, for real, the only true failure is when you stop.
Yeah.
You know, another back to the fitness thing. A lot of people probably don't even know this. I stayed the same weight from, I think, year 2 to 3, the same weight for a year. But I was like, I had to just trust the process. I had to just go in there and do the work and know that it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. It's going to change. And then that next year, things started shifting. Yeah. Well, guess what? If I would have stopped, I wouldn't be where I am now, you know, and discouraged. I'm not motivated every day. I don't wake up and just say, oh, I'm ready to go work out. Let's go. Everybody thinks I'm just super motivated. No, it's those disciplines, those daily habits. You know, you just got to get, you have to set yourself up for success. If you want to be successful in any area, let's write down a plan and stick with it. I don't care how hard it is. You have to stick with it. You know, that's going to be the key to success in any area for sure.
Yep.
The process makes you. I mean, that's what makes you.
So. Only because you mentioned it. I wanted to ask you about just the whole with. Well, you didn't really mention it, but you kind of touched on it. Just the, you know, with women as far as the weights and the you know, you mentioned your weight didn't change. You know, I feel like so many women, they look at the scale, so they're like stuck on the scale, and it's like it could be 1 pound and 2 pounds, and they're like, you know, celebrating. But to me, you know, I don't even think the scale should be in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. In my opinion, like, cause you can be the best shape of your life and weigh the most you've ever weighed.
That's true. Yeah. And, you know, I used to be that way. I would get on the scale and it could make or break my day. If I had lost 2 pounds, I was like flying high all day long. But if I was up a pound, in a bad mood, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, no, we got to stop focusing on that. And that's how I coach my clients as well. And it's a number. Yeah. Are you going to let a number determine how you feel? Like, that's ridiculous. Yes, it is a way that we assess progress and that we want to see change if that is your goals. But ultimately, you're not walking around with this number printed on your forehead of how much you weigh for everyone to see. You know, it's about how you feel and how you look. And when you start shifting, again, your mindset to focusing on how you feel, I want to feel better. I'm moving my body because it makes me feel good. When I eat like crap, I feel like crap. So why do I want to keep putting that stuff in my body? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just it's a whole mindset shift.
And what's your take on women that say, you know, I don't really want to do weights because it's going to make me look like a man?
I used to be that person too. I swear, I used to be that person.
Well, speak on it. Speak on it.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad I got over that, right?
Right.
Weightlifting is not going to make women big. I can't stress this enough. Most women, when they see my body, oh my God, I love your body. I want to, how do I get a body like this? I'm like, go lift. First, learn your compound movements, your squats, your deadlifts, your hip thrusts, your shoulder presses, things like that, with not machines. Go get in the free weight section. I was scared to death of that when I first started training. I was like, look at all these men over there. I don't want to go over there, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
But again, I
it's
was focusing on
intimidating.
it is. And, I thought everyone was looking at me, or if I was going to do it wrong. Guess what? Nobody's looking at you. Nobody's worried about it. Everyone's in there trying to do better and to be better. And when you, again, shift your focus to focusing on the work that you're doing right in front of you and how you can make, this gym session better than your last session. Can we improve on form? Can we focus on a certain part of a movement that, is lacking, or we're not engaging the proper muscles, things like that. All that other stuff goes away. And then you just get better and better and better. And you start seeing your body change, and, you recognize, oh, no, I'm not getting bulky. I'm getting those quads I wanted. I'm getting my glutes are growing. I get that's another one I get all the time. I don't want to lose my butt. You're not going to lose your butt. It's going to grow and be perkier. If you just go do some squats and some hip thrusts.
Yeah, you'll have a nice little bubble, huh?
Yeah.
I love that. I appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your journey and your mindset. And again, you're gonna touch so many lives, just not through just this, but your social media and all that good stuff. I will encourage you too to the days that you are, because you said you do go through it. The days that you are not feeling up to, excellence, like I am not feeling it today, but I am gonna, push through that discouragement and make this a positive day. Don't be afraid to share those moments, on your story. Like, y'all, I am hurting right now. I don't want to go. My kids are getting on my nerves, and but the only reason I say that is because there's a lot of people out there that see you, and this is not I'm not trying to blow your head up, but they see perfection, and they see a woman that, has it all put together, and they see a woman that they want to be, be like. And there's men out there, same thing, that they want to be on your level, in a manly version, but they want to be on your level of excellence. But they continue to let that discouragement get the best of them, Yeah. So, but they only, a lot of times we only see, I'm not just saying you, but we only see the perfection in some people on social media. Like, it's hard to like.
It's a highlight reel. That's what people.
Yeah, it's hard to get the true, like, what are you really going through on a daily basis? Because I feel like you would really change a lot of people's lives, because I'm just saying, a 15-second story that says, look, I am not feeling it right now. I don't want to go to the gym. Like, a lot of times we feel like, oh, it's the second workout of the day. Like, I feel a lot of people see that, and I'm like hating a little bit. Like, all right, you got 2 workouts in, so. But I think we need to see both. I think we need to see the days that you don't feel like going for that second one, but you go anyways. But if we see that process, that you're just like, look, I'm not what you think I am all the time, but I push myself to be that all the time. It doesn't take away from your greatness, it doesn't take away from your excellence, but it does show that they can do it too.
Yeah.
All they have to do is make a choice. I tell my kids that all the time. You can make, I said, life every day is just accumulation of decisions. You can decide to do the right thing, and you can decide to do the wrong thing. You can decide to be great, or you could decide to be good. There's a difference between good and great.
There sure is.
And some people are cool with being good, and I'm not judging you, but there's people out there that have great aspirations of greatness, but they're giving a good effort.
I knew exactly what you're going to say. Yeah, no, I agree completely.
Yeah. So Again, appreciate you coming on. I don't want to take up any more of your time. Good luck with getting the crown, you know.
Thank you.
And hopefully, you know, maybe a year from now we can have another conversation and you are wearing that crown.
I'll be wearing it for our interview.
Perfect. That's what I want. I want the
If
update.
we don't get it this time, we'll keep trying. So
Exactly.
yeah, and I work on sharing some of those struggles. I try to. A lot of the captions and things that I put out, honestly, I'm speaking to myself that day.
Oh, 100%.
And I know someone else out there needs to hear it too. So I mean, I share everything. I originally started the page to, you know, keep myself accountable, but it turned into so much more. And, you know, I ultimately just want to inspire and motivate as many people as possible. So whatever I got to do to do that, we'll do it, you know?
Yeah. And
if I could do what I've done, anybody can do it. Cause I mean, every excuse, every, you know, thing wrong possible that could have been, and, you know, look where we are now. So if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. You just have to want and get up and try. And if you mess up, you don't give up. You don't stop. You just get back on the horse the next day. Make your move, Sean. Make your move, Sean.